Come on. Put my headphones on now. Put my headphones on now. Put my headphones on. Are we ready? Hey. Everybody ready to have fun? Here we go. It's 7:01. 7:01. 7:01. Hey now. Hey, everybody. Can everybody hear me? These high stools are weird. Greetings to everyone. Welcome to the second edition. I'm going to stop counting after this week because I won't know which one is which. So, welcome to the second edition of Earthtones live from Earthtones Recording Studio. Are they chanting Earthtones? Earthtones, 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 Aiden, Aiden. That's what they're chanting. They're chanting for Aiden, my intern. And Aiden is going to be assisting us off camera tonight with anything we might need because, you know, two guys with guitars and a bunch of silly stuff to talk about might need some assistance doing that because I know might totally need some. How did I know that? We hope everybody's doing good, and I'm gonna talk to you about what I did at the studio this week. I got a new phone. I did. I got a new phone, not only at the studio, but it's gonna follow me around everywhere for the rest of my life. Watch, I'll even put it under this. Look, my new phone. I got a new phone. I tend to try to go about 4 versions, and I really pushed it this time. So when I went for my first smartphone was an iPhone 4, and I went from a 4 to an 8, and then I went from an 8 to a 14. So what is that? That's 6. I wasn't too good at the maths, but I'm better. I'm better at it now. So this week, we just want to welcome everybody and thank everybody for tuning in and checking us out and comment on anything you want. Let us know any questions you got about anything. This is the studio. I'll try to briefly explain it every week when we're here in case you're new. So I'm owner-operator of Earthtones Recording Studio right here in lovely Greensboro, North Carolina. And so this is our recording domain. We have ISO rooms. We have a big room here that we sit in and do all the stuff. We can put drums and stuff in here and isolate everybody, and your whole band can come in and play. We already got comments popping up. I appreciate it. You guys tell me everything in the comment. Can you hear? I want to make sure you can hear everything. We'll play some guitars in a minute. Whoa. Yeah. You'll be able to hear that. Abraham's guitar. Oh, half step down.
This one is.
All right. If you guys can hear the guitars coming through, everything coming through out there. So this week, what have we worked on at Earthtones Recording Studio? This week, I have worked on mixing a record by a fellow named John Dawson. And John has a great band called Third of Never. I've been mixing that record for a few days, but not like sitting, not like 3 10-hour days. Just a few hour chunks here and there, just so you don't, blow your ears out and start to feel like things are not going well, or you start to kind of get a little mix haze going on. So I've been mixing that record. I see comments coming in. Thank you. I don't even know what it's saying. It's might saying you're awful, but thank you. But so we started mixing that record, and I have worked on that record for. John may be able to tell me in the comments, but I have worked on that record. I want to say 6 years. I've been in this place 5 years, maybe even 7 years. And it's amazing, number one, that you can keep all the files, that I have all the files from that. They've traveled from drive to drive, and they're on this system. So the fact that I have all those files, still around, because I'll be mixing drums. I'll be mixing a song from this record, and I have to turn to John and I have to say, "Hey man, were those drums recorded here, or were those drums recorded at the old place?" And I just call my past location for 16 years the old place. They sound killer. Like, that place was in a basement. I probably described it last week. It was in a basement of an old factory building, and the ceilings had a sprinkler system hanging down about a foot from the ceiling. And if you picked a guitar up over your head like that, you could knock the sprinkler head off and cause like a massive flood. You don't want to do that. That's no fun, to flood your studio. But it did happen a couple of times to me, and not the sprinkler issue, but the flooding. So, seeing some comments. What comments we got going on there, Abraham?
Terry Von Cannon says he wants to see our best Leslie pedal.
Oh, the best Leslie pedal. We haven't even gotten any pedals yet, Terry. You sure are jumping the gun, man. No, I tell you what, I will get the best Leslie pedal that I have here out for you tonight. So you just hang out. It's not on the table because we kind of grab a few that we think are varied pedals before we start the whole thing. And then, all I got to do is just put the guitar down, walk off, and see what's going on. And grab the best Leslie pedal that I have, which to me is a company called, I think they're called Neo Instruments, and it's called the Vent. It's called the Ventilator. Excuse me. And I had one called a Mini Vent, and then we got the big one called the Vent, which has like all these crazy Leslie controls. So we'll play that for you here in just a little bit. Any other questions, or just some hellos, or just some watchings?
Good greetings.
Good greetings. All right. So this week we were mixing the Third of Never record with John Dawson. Not mixing it with John. Thank you. Sorry, this phone has Face ID on it, and I'm just like, man, oh man. So let's see here what's going on. Am I live? Are we live on Instagram, anyone? Am I live on Instagram?
Let me see if I can monitor Instagram.
I don't know if I can monitor or not, but
I know we're live.
Are we? Hallelujah! So Dustin,
I can pull up
my other intern, worked his butt off to try to figure out how to get this system streaming to Instagram simultaneous with 3 Facebook accounts, which are mine and the esteemed colleagues of Earthtones Recording Studio, the great group that we have over there on Facebook, which is awesome. And then as somebody brought up last week, that I didn't even stream it to the own Earthtones Recording Facebook page, which was probably not the greatest idea in the world. But we pulled it off. We did it this week. And then we got it on, what else we got it on? YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
YouTube. We're ditching the Twitter this week, but it's just because I only had 5 feeds, and I'm just like, man, I kind of got to see where people are watching. If you ain't watching on the Twitter, then you don't get it. You don't get it next week.
I got it on Instagram here, so I can monitor.
You got it on Instagram there. So great. So is it a feed? So it's just that? It's just half? That's great. That's awesome. So Abraham is the only one in the Instagram feed. Hallelujah. That's probably much better for everyone if I'm not in the shot. Okay, so this week we mixed the Third of Never record. Third of Never has a bunch of cool guests on it. The singer on the majority of the songs is a fella named Doug, and if you are a fan of a band from around I say a band from the 90s, they still make records and they still play today. They're called the Connells. You guys, anybody out there know the Connells? Can you comment and tell me yes if you know the Connells or not? So Doug from the Connells is singing on the majority of this Third of Never record. Really cool stuff. John writes some great songs, and he and Doug sort of collaborate on the lyrics and lyrical ideas, and they get together and do them, and we just keep adding all this stuff to these songs. And when I say I've been working on a record for 7 years, I've not been working on it every day for 7 years, obviously, because it would either be 1,000 songs or it would be 5 songs that have 2,000 tracks apiece of stuff that you don't even need. So we add a little stuff here and there. John's been really cool about knowing what to add to it and what not to add to it, and just really, really cool. So getting to the mixing process is cool because I'm hearing sounds and drums that were recorded in a place that doesn't exist anymore. I mean, they tore the walls out of the building and everything, So it's pretty cool because I get to listen to my old drum room, hear the way I recorded things back then, and then hear stuff that we recorded even as recent as a couple of weeks ago on it. It's 12 songs, and there's a couple of different guests on it. I think there's a gentleman named Steve Kilby who sings for a band called The Church. Do you guys know that song? Under the Milky Way tonight. It's like one of those 80s songs that they, don't you boo that song. Don't boo that song. You can boo me. You can boo me singing it. Thank you. Sorry. Come on. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. It was not that bad. It was not that bad. Is that... Maybe it was. Maybe it was that bad. Anyway, Steve Kilby does it much better than I do. That song is not on the record, but it's original material. And so Steve Kilby is on this record. So hopefully, as soon as I get this thing finished up and mixed, I got one more song that I didn't get to today that I think. Let's check my calendar and see if I'm gonna be able to mix it tomorrow. So if John's watching, he will know that I can tell him it will be mixed tomorrow. Wow. Yes, I do have time tomorrow to mix it. So I will be mixing that last song tomorrow, which says it's Groundhog Day. Hopefully I don't mix that last song over and over and over again as I wake up every day. So that happened. And then this past weekend, I was not in the studio. I worked with Mr. Eric Gales last week on a guitar solo for a client of his. They will send tracks and we will do guitar solos. Not we will. I will record him playing guitar solos on certain tracks or guitar parts. And so we had Eric in last week to do a little bit of stuff. I saw Eric this morning. We have some stuff to do for... he has a signature amp called the Raw Dog, and it is made by a company called DV Mark. If anybody is familiar with Mark Bass is the name of the company. Mark Bass has a guitar side of their company called DV Mark. And I think they're all owned by the same guy. I think Marco is his name. Imagine that, Marco with Mark Bass. Nice, killer, awesome guys. So we're going to shoot some video stuff for those guys sometime. But we're going to shoot it after the Grammy Awards this weekend. Thank you very much. Thank you. Grammy. Eric. So, if you're not aware, the reason that I mentioned the Grammys is because I am very proud to be part of Eric Gale's latest record called Crown. I did not record the record here. The record was recorded in Nashville at the Sound Emporium and also at Ocean Way, which is an iconic studio. I own plugins by Ocean Way, the Ocean Way rooms and all this good stuff. So to be a part of it, we recorded some overdubs here for some guitar parts and guitar solos here and shipped them off to Nashville to be mixed. So to be a part of that is really, really, really cool. So the Grammy Awards are this coming Sunday, February 5th, and I am stoked to hopefully be, it's crazy to me to be not considered. It's crazy to me to be a Grammy-nominated engineer, but I am, and I'm proud of it, and I think it's very cool, and I got nothing but respect and big thanks for Eric and LaDonna and everybody for trusting me on working on this record. You too, kids, could be a Grammy-nominated engineer because I didn't do anything any different than I do every other day, just working with different people, working on great records and working with really talented people and just doing your job, and it just all compiles into a big snowball, and it happens. So we're stoked about it. Eric and I talked this morning, probably the last time I see him before he flies out Friday, and really, really killer. And so his record Crown is nominated in Best Contemporary Blues Album category, along with Shamika Copeland and Ben Harper and Edgar Winter or Johnny Winter. I don't know. One of the winners. I think it's Edgar or Johnny. I can't remember. If anybody's watching, you can tell me what it is. And hey, by the way, and I hate watching videos where people say this is all they do, but if you're on YouTube and you're watching, which I see a couple of people are, please, if you don't have notifications, hit the bell icon for notifications, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel. We'll be doing this every week, so it pops up on YouTube. If you guys aren't in the group or the Earthtones page, follow that. Join the esteemed colleagues of Earthtones Recording Studio. It ain't that difficult, It's just a group. And it's not a group for me to talk about everything that I do or just to talk about my studio. People that record here go into the group and they post their songs after they're finished with them, because I'm really bad about being able to follow the stuff. Once it leaves here, Abraham will tell you, once it leaves here, I'm just like, hey, and then 2 months later, there's a song and a whole record comes out, and I'm like, hey, I worked on that. So I'm really bad about that. So people will post in the thing to tell people, hey, this is where we did the record. So anyway, so we will, everybody will know about the Grammys after Sunday, and I just wanted to mention that because I didn't mention it last week because I didn't want to seem like that's all I'll talk about is, people get associated with the Grammys and they just pump Grammy. But it really, really is, because it's a whole different playing field after that. I've got friends of mine who have won them. I've got friends of mine who have been nominated for them. And it just is a thing. People look at you differently because for the rest of your life, for the rest of my career, I can put Grammy-nominated engineer, my name. And after Sunday, if he wins, I can put Grammy-winning engineer, which is insane to me to think about that.
What is it, an Emmy?
Yeah, and there's an Emmy coming up that we had, and the Emmys are in February, that we did a song in here called This Is Our Home for Steve. And Steve works for one of the WXII affiliates in Winston-Salem and was cool enough to come in here and want to do the song. So we did a little production work on it. Had a bunch of cool musicians come in here. Steve composed this really good song, bunch of good group of people. And then again, it's one of those things where I'm not paying attention to it because I'm just doing what I do. And about 2 months later, I guess, I walk in my house and my wife says, I think I saw your studio on the TV. And I was like, what? I mean, I say that like, on the TV. No, she didn't say it like that. So she said, I haven't turned the channel. I think you can rewind it and see. And so I pull this thing up, and there's this big, massive commercial about Winston-Salem and this great song that we recorded in here. And Steve had told me when he left, hey, man, we're doing this for XII, for a community. It's going to be a community outreach commercial thing. It's really cool. Oh, hey, now Terry Von Cannon tells me did an interview with New Zealand radio yesterday, and they played Make Up Another Lie and Bucket List, which are 2 songs that we just did in here, which is awesome, in New Zealand, which is crazy for me to think about that. But that's cool. More comments coming in, so that's cool.
Yeah, got lots of positive comments, lots of well-deserves. You rule.
Oh, I rule.
Big
I
deal.
rule. Right. Hey, you know what? I'm just doing the same thing I do that I've done every day for 16 years, just record stuff the right way. Know how to send files. There's a lot of my job that doesn't have to do with knowing how to make records, which is crazy. It's like I tell Aiden and I tell Dustin, my intern, who set all this stuff up today while I was doing another session. I had a session with Sam Robinson from the Marvelous Function this morning, recording some guitars, which was killer. So that's a great way to start your day off. So while I was recording with Sam and finishing that up, Dustin was out here doing this. So I tell my interns this all the time. I'm like, there's so much of this that has nothing to do with producing or knowing how to make records or mixing or all this like crazy stuff. There's so much detail work. Knowing how to send files to people, knowing how to send the right files to people when they go, I need a guitar part recorded, I've got the whole track. You got to know the right questions to ask. You got to know what they expect on the other end. And you got to be able to send them the right stuff. You can't go like, oh, don't my guitars sound great? And then you send it, it's in 10 snippets that don't line up anywhere, and you really screwed up because then you don't look like you know what you're doing anywhere around, So anyway, so just know what you're doing. And again, I'm excited for this whole thing. Eric and LaDonna are over the moon. The record company's just stoked, and his career. We've just watched his career just go like this, and I love it, man. It just makes me smile. And we just act up and act a fool when he's in here because that's just what we do. But we put our heads down and we do work very seriously when we're in here. So anyway, just wanted to mention that. Didn't mean to eat up a lot of time with it. But what else did I work on last week?
We've got a good comment here.
Okay, let me get a good comment,
It says,
Abraham.
What piece of gear have you bought? What piece of gear have you guys been wanting most?
Have I been wanting for the studio?
Have you been wanting most?
Have I been wanting most?
Uh-huh.
Okay, I'm gonna let Abraham go on that first because I know what mine is.
You know what mine is, too.
And I know what his is. So, Abraham, what is the piece of gear that you've been wanting the most?
I've been heavily looking into the old Steve Vai 7-string Universe guitars with the switch to our top.
Yeah,
camera.
hey, let's go here. You ready?
Yeah, and they've got this beautiful swirl finish on them that matches this pedal. So I've been digging heavy into those, seeing eBay reverb, whatnot, seeing the prices that are a little crazy, but
And why are you looking at those specifically?
they're just unique. Every single guitar is different from the others. There's different color palettes for each swirl. It's very
It's just like the pedals. These pedals are all unique too, right?
This
so
is not.
So the swirl finishes are all applied in a weird way when they did them years ago, and everybody thought, oh, look, it's like pink and neon green, and it was like so 80s, and then all of a sudden they became very collectible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
So
very expensive.
and very expensive.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. So that's yours, right?
Yeah, that's mine for now.
An original fluorescent swirl Ibanez 7-string Universe.
Yeah, preferably from 90, but
90?
yeah.
All right. A 90. So if anybody has one out there
Yeah.
that they're looking
Reach
to
out.
get rid of, reach out. My piece of gear that I have been actually not lusting over, but I will not obsess, but I have to go deep dive on a piece of gear before I buy it, because I have to make sure, number one, it's not going to be, well, let me switch back to my other camera. Sorry about that, guys. I have to make sure that if I buy a piece of gear for in here and I drop a lot of money on it, that nowadays, especially compatibility is a massive thing, and it's got to be compatible with everything that you have. Everything that you have has to be compatible with it. You can't just go like, oh, man, that's cool, and the people at whatever the company is says that this thing does all this, and then you buy it, and then it doesn't work with half the stuff you got. I think we talked about this last week. But so with that in mind, the more analog gear that I buy, I know I've got the whole system, the Pro Tools system, and the whole – I run Universal Audio Apollo interfaces, and they're really cool. So I love them, and I'm really they're great, but they get signals in and out of the computer ultimately. They do a bunch of other crazy cool stuff besides that, way deeper than that. But if I had analog gear on the front of it, microphones and microphone preamps and stuff like that, that stuff is never going to go obsolete because it's a microphone. It's a preamp. You're always going to be able to feed it into whatever system that you're using, whether it's tape or whether it's Pro Tools or whether you've got still got ADATs. If anybody's got at least his ADATs. Wait a minute. Oh, hey, I don't even know why that happened.
Hey. There you go.
Yeah, you can run an ADAT nowadays. That's what you get. So anyway, my piece of gear that I'm shooting for in 2023, and I'm already a month behind because today is the 1st, and I had no idea. So the piece of gear that I'm shooting for in 2023 is an API. They make a console called the Box. Cheer for the Box.
Yeah.
Cheer for the Box. Cheer for the Box. They make a console called the Box, and the Box is it's a 24 channel called a summing mixer, but it's essentially a mixer. The cool thing about it is it's kind of hybrid. It's got 8 input channels on it. You just look it up. It's called the Box 2 with the number 2 after it, because they made a 1 and then they made a numero 2. So the Box 2 has 8 API microphone preamps for you to use, and then it also has, on those first 8 channels, it's got 2-band EQ, it's got the API mic pre's, and it's got 8 individual blank slots, blank API slots for 500 series stuff. So you buy this thing, it's got blank slots in it. You can put any 500 series compressor, EQ, anything like that in there, and really turn each channel of API into a super channel. It then has 16 channels of analog summing to mix with, plus the first 8 channels piggyback on that. And so you have 24 channels of API console to mix with. Then it has an API 2500 series bus compressor built into the master bus that can be separated out and used as individual compressors on whatever channel you assign them to. That, I was just like, that's killer. So I kind of want to do that, not because I don't like to mix in Pro Tools and I don't like to mix in the box, but even I use a piece now called the D-Box Dangerous Audio. It's called the D-Box 2, and it is a monitor controller, switches all your speakers and all that stuff and your inputs, and it also is a 8-channel summing mixer, and I love it. It sounds great. You can kind of hit it hard with signal, and it sounds good, and it keeps things separated, kind of better than the Pro Tools computer algorithm does when you mix with it. But when you use it, you realize how limiting 8 channels is. So you want 16 immediately, and then you want 2-band EQ on all of them. And I don't really want to have to do mix recall. Like mix recall, if everybody mixes in Pro Tools, say you mix on your laptop or you mix wherever, I feel like I'm spitting when I'm getting all excited. I'm spitting. I need to drink coffee. Oh, man. I got something on my table. I'm sorry.
There you go.
Well.
You big dummy.
I'll call myself a big dummy.
You big dummy.
So sorry about that. Anyway, where was it? The console, the box 2. So you want more? I want more of those channels. I want 24 channels of that when I'm mixing. And so this thing is cool. I want to be able to mix. I want to be able to mix with some analog gear. Have my Pro Tools editing. Dropping my pick. Have my Pro Tools. Thank you. So I thought you still had the other one pulled up there. So I have my Pro Tool sessions where I can edit and do all my digital trickery and all that stuff. But then the sounds coming out, I really want to be able to mix on a console. And when you get into the world of real deal consoles, they are not cheap, man. They're like a mortgage. They're not cheap at all. And if you find the ones that are affordable, they don't sound as good as the other ones. So, So anyway, so that's mine. API, the Box 2.
There you go.
Abraham, Ibanez, 1990, Universe, Swirl, 7-string. Any good comments coming on?
Yo, Benji and crew.
Yo, Benji and crew. Yo, whoever. I can't see because my eyes. Facebook user. And guys, it just says, in my Facebook, I have all these comments all congregated together when they come back through. It just says Facebook user, and it will not tell me your names from Facebook, and I don't know why. It'll tell me, I think it tells me your names from YouTube. Yeah, if you're on YouTube, it does. Anyway, so if I feel like I'm ignoring you personally, I'm really not trying to do that. First off, I can see the logo for where the comments come from. Hey, here's another comment. What does that say?
George B. checking in.
George B.
Checking
in. All right, George. So, who wants to hear some guitar pedals? Everybody comment all at once. Thumbs up. Who wants to hear guitar pedals? I'm going to pull up the Facebook stream and see if there's anything going on in there. So, the first pedal that we have going on tonight is... Whose choice is it first? Poor Abraham didn't get his last choice in because the battery started running low on the cameras. I'm keeping on my watch. We got 30 minutes. We're going to rock some pedals right now. Okay. What's your first pedal?
It's me?
It's you.
When was that clarified?
It was clarified when I just said.
That works for me, yes. Give me a top camera.
Top camera, here we go. Abraham.
All right, so first off today, we've got, back again with this swirl finish, we've got the Ibanez Steve Vai Gemini Distortion. Little 2-channel drive pedal.
All right.
Not bad.
All right.
So there's our clean guitar.
All right. What are you using for your clean tone, Abraham?
We've got the Kemper amplifier profiler running through what seems to be a Vox AC 30, I presume.
All right.
little clean.
All right.
And
So
I am using my EVH Black and White Stripe Series guitar.
all right.
Pretty
So this is Abraham's first real guitar that he saved up all his money
That is true.
and bought
Well,
at the now defunct Bad Axe Boutique.
Shame.
Oh
It was
boy, that hurt us, man.
best
That
guitar
hurt us.
shop in town.
That hurt us so bad. Anyway, so Abraham's got his Kemper, got my Kemper, and call it your Kemper. Got our Kemper. How's that? And his EVH guitar.
And
What's that thing sound like? Tell them about the pedal. What's it do?
So we've got a little dual 2-channel drive. You've got your green channel and your red channel with little lights around the knobs. Your green channel is a little lighter drive, more rhythm guitar if you're so inclined. And the red channel is a little more lead guitar oriented, but of course you can use either for whatever you feel is fit. So, green channel, everything at noon. Not bad.
God, that guitar sounds great. Jeez, the guitar sounds great. I'm gonna tell you, the pickups in those EVH guitars are worth the price of
They're
admission.
incredible. They're very dark.
Total voodoo. I
Very.
mean, they sound just like Eddie. I mean, they sound just like Eddie's. They were his pickups. The pickups he used too. Killer.
Let's turn the drive up.
All right. All right. Cool thing about that is there's almost like I can hear, and I heard in the headphones before we started, there's almost like a blend of the clean and the dirty in this pedal, and I don't know how they did it, but it's really
And
cool.
even with the drive all the way down, it sounds good.
Yeah. It's great. It's great.
Even as a boost pedal. Someone says sounds like Billy Gibbons a bit.
Hey now.
Never a bad thing.
That is never a bad thing.
Never a bad thing.
So let me get this straight. We got an Eddie Van Halen guitar and a Steve Vai pedal, but it sounds like Billy Gibbons.
There you go. Hey, I'll take it.
I'm
And
down
then
with that.
Our red channel, a little more aggressive.
My God, turn that level up. I know why it sounds like Billy Gibbons, because it's dry. No reverb, no delay units, no nothing. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah, that sounds great. So let's show the red channel. The red channel,
Yeah.
coolest thing about this pedal is how you determine, and I don't know if you can see it on the cameras because they're not as, they're a little, the camera light, I mean the camera focus is still kind of weird, but they have these LED rings around the knobs. So, yeah, you can see the green. Yeah, you can see the green and the red on the camera, right? Very cool. And so this is called the Gemini, Gemini.
Almost forgot the most important feature.
Oh, the most important feature. Hold on. Let's go to the camera. Can you see that? Hold it again. Tilt it forward. Tilt it forward a little bit, Abraham. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. The light's going to hit it just right. Keep going. Hey, now. That one is signed by Steve Vai.
There you go.
Not before we bought it. It wasn't signed when we bought it. It was signed by him. We got him to sign it this past summer, so kind of cool. Don't you be coming in here and trying to steal my signed Steve Vai pedal. Okay, so check it out. That's a good test that you just played that. This past week, something happened that's never happened to me before. Oh, let me put my camera on because I'm wagging my finger. I'm wagging my finger. Do that again. What was that? Something happened to me that's never happened before. I got a notice right after this video ended last week on Facebook that my video had been limited. Your video is limited and may not be seen in certain regions or something like that. Limited by Warner Music Group. Dude, I'm telling you. Come on, Warner Music Group. I'm going to give you, like, where's the boo knob? I'm going to hit like 100 of them. Because I'm telling you, yes. So, Warner Music Group flagged the video last week. I had absolutely no songs played on the video except the song that I wrote and recorded that we used as an intro. Not trying to pimp myself or say like I did anything fancy, but that ain't Warner Music Group's song. So there were 5 different incidents that they flagged at all of the points, and they have points in there where they flag them. And they say, like, at 39 seconds to whatever seconds, and I'm thinking, what in the actual, like, how does this bot decipher this? But the craziest thing was all the song titles were in Spanish by or in other foreign languages by foreign artists except one. And the one was by Gorillaz with a Z. And I was like, all right, now if you mistook my song for Gorillaz, I kind of like that. That's all right. I like that bot, Warner Brothers bot. But I don't get it. And what I want to do, if I can do it before next week's live stream, or I can possibly do it before the one following that, I want to actually print out and pull up the stream and see what this bot is all about. Because it's really screwing with people's, people are making money from doing videos. I'm not making any money from doing this. I don't even know if I'm set up for an income stream, but apparently Warner Brothers thinks I'm set up for an income stream. No offense to Warner Brothers, because I work for them every now and then, so I don't want to say nothing bad. But the Warner Brothers Music Group, I'm just like, come on. It's the bot's fault. It's not Warner Brothers' fault. They designed the bot, but, I don't want to hold them ultimately responsible unless they send me an email and say, now, Benji, you signed a contract, says you can't say bad things about us. But I'm telling you, the Warner Music Group bot sucks, and I don't like it. But the other thing is this. It showed me the region that it was limited in, and it was limited in Singapore. And I'm like, none of this is making any sense whatsoever.
All of our viewers in Singapore are going to be really disappointed.
Yeah, so all the viewers in Singapore, I'm really sorry if you cannot watch certain sections of the video from last week because the audio gets muted by the Warner Brothers bot. What I want my own bot on Facebook. I want a bot. I'm just going to tell it what to do. I'm like, you hear somebody say my name and say something, say a bad word after it, got to mute that part of the video. Got to mute it. Can't say nothing bad about me. Or you can't say nothing bad about Aiden. Nothing. Put my name in it. I'll put Abraham's name in it, Aiden's name, put my whole family's name in it, everybody I know. Can't say nothing bad about that. Bot, mute. So anyway, I just wanted to mention that because he just played a lick out of a Steve Vai song. So I'll know this week if I think Sony is ultimately it's Mascot. It's Mascot too. Sorry, they don't own that one though. So that Sony, I think, ultimately distributes his stuff. So if there's something from Universal or Sony that mutes in this video after this week, it's Abraham's fault.
Yep. But
we'll know why. So anyway, carry on with the pedals. So that's the Gemini.
That's it.
All right. God, guitar sounds great. Woo! You almost did
Don't
it.
get too carried
Watch
away.
out, bots. So let's show the coolest part about this pedal, though. You ready? You ready for the coolest part?
I know.
You ready for the coolest part? Get ready. Hold on. Let me get my
Here we
camera.
go.
Let me get my camera down there. Let me get my camera down there.
There you go.
Are you ready?
Here we go.
Everybody, you ready? Watch this.
Oh. Hey, now.
Yeah, now. What's in there? You know what's in there?
Battery
That's where you put the
compartment.
That's where you put the battery because it's a battery operated pedal. But are you ready for this? Show them what the other side does. You ready?
Here we go.
You know what you put in there? Spare battery. Woo. So when your battery runs out of the gig and you go, man, has anybody got a 9-volt? You know who has a 9-volt? You do. It's in the other side of your pedal. Genius. Complete genius. You can let that go. I'd hear applause. I'd hear applause for an extra 9-volt at a gig. I would be like, does anybody? If I give somebody $20, will they give me a 9-volt battery? So that's every time you open that and get an extra battery out, just put $20 in your own pocket. You're welcome.
Or someone needs a 9-volt, charge them $20.
That's right. thought you were going to be nice and say, give them a 9-volt. Nope, charge them $20. There you go, Abraham. Always trying to make a buck. Not always. Entrepreneurs. All right, so let's do this here. So I'm going to try out a pedal right now. Did I finish talking about all the rest of the stuff I worked on this past week? I'm going to try to make it really fast if I did. Let me look at my calendar. Gosh, it's already 7:41. I'm so sorry, y'all. Y'all keep hanging in there, though. We're going to get to some pedals, I promise. So this past, what did I work on? Oh, what was that? Oh, okay, so this past Monday, or this past week sometime, I worked on, I worked with Monday. I worked with the UNCG, University of North Carolina at Greensboro. I worked for their orientation department, and I do it every year, and it's really fun. And when they call me, I'm always excited about it because they're college students. They come in and they have a competition through orientation departments where. And it used to be a thing that they just did for their school. Like if everybody remembers college orientation, I remember I met one of my best friends in the world at college orientation. His name is Bossy Billy Hewlin, and he runs Sound for Darius Rucker. But we've known each other since we were 17 because we met in orientation group at App State, where Abraham is attending in the fall. Thank you very much. That's right. So anyway, orientation. UNCG orientation comes in here, and they do these parody songs. And they use them to instruct their new freshmen that come in with these song lyrics that they're used to, but then they change the lyrics like a Weird Al song to talk about all the things that you get to do at UNCG and all the things you get to use in their meal cards and their buildings and all this stuff. So I get to hear a different set of them every year. So that was a lot of fun. They bring in these cover instrumental songs. I stitch them all together and edit them together, and then I get them out here and I tell them how to sing on a mic, and they do that, and then we edit it all together, and sometimes I have to tune them, sometimes I don't, and then they put it all out, but then they take it to a national competition with other schools in the United States to battle out for who has the best orientation program, and they win like this national college award. It's crazy. So anyway, I think they placed second in the nation last year, and I was like, you're welcome. Sometimes I'll take that over. I'd like,
in the nation.
Hey, in the nation.
Wow.
Second in the nation. And a Grammy nomination.
And an
Get
Emmy.
that out. And an Emmy nomination. That's right. So anyway, we were talking about that thing earlier. It got nominated for an Emmy, and it's up for an Emmy for local songs in competition with some Nashville, what are they called? Districts or something like that. Anyway, I don't want to sit here and like name drop awards. This is the only time I'm going to name drop awards. It's February. It's award season, isn't it?
Something like that.
All right, do I get to play a pedal?
Want to?
My guitar I'm playing is my Charvel. It's my old Charvel 81. Pre-Pro. It's called a Pre-Pro. And the Pre-Pro means that it's got the really super small little logo on it, not like the new ones that have the big, massive. They have the little teeny tiny logo. It's a Strat, and it was...
No
this
serial
is,
number.
No, and the trick about this one is...
Pre-production, baby.
Pre-production, no serial number on the neck plate. The serial numbers are only written in the back. If you take the neck and the... Whoa, now. If you take the neck and the body off apart, they're written inside of there with like a pen or a pencil. So, who tuned in last week that I said Kenny Marshall resurrected this guitar, and I told you guys that. Mm-hmm. This guitar, not that it was unplayable, but I got this guitar back, and I'm like, okay, this is my favorite guitar now. We put some big old jumbo stainless steel frets on it, which will never rust or anything like that. It has Lindy Fralin single coils. The back single coil is really killer because it's just got that. That's in the clean channel on my Sovtech. So not bad, except for being out of tune.
Says, I want that EVH guitar and the gold top and a few more things.
Is that Rodney Bettini?
Somebody. Facebook user. Very smart Facebook user at that.
All right, you ready? So my first pedal of the night, which I'm going to go really fast through pedals so I don't start dropping camera batteries, is this. And in massive letters, it just says Fuzz. And if you look, there's in the smaller letters below it in the logo, it is by a company called Demonic Machines. And I absolutely love their pedals. Come on, Demonic Machines. Everybody get up for Demonic Machines. Woo. Come on now. I know that they're on Instagram. He makes those pedals in the house. I say in the house. One person, right, makes these pedals, and they're killer. This was called the $50 Fuzz. If somebody ever sends you something that says, hey, we're putting out a $50 Fuzz and it's hand-wired, you best get $50 from somewhere and buy it, because there's nothing wrong with a hand-wired pedal that sounds this good. So this is a 50...
Hey, you know what you can say about that?
Know what I can say about that? Demonic Machines! Come on down! You are the next contestant on the $50 Fuzz is right.
For $50,
I'd say the price is
Price is
right.
right.
Price is absolutely right. I've dropped the second pick of the night. I cannot hold on 2 guitar picks. I think it's because these stools are too high this time. Too low last week. Got to get them just right. Are you ready for the $50 Fuzz? It's got one knob on it. Are you ready? Can I borrow your pick?
Go for it.
Here we go. Woo, my God. Listen to that. That's a high noon. Guys, come on. I can make a Black Sabbath record with that pedal. $50! Yeah. It's the low end in the pedal. It is just stupid. Oh, thank you, man. Thank you. Oh, Aiden gave me a couple of picks. Look at that. I tell you what, you just got intern points for having picks in your pocket. They were in your pocket, weren't they? They were in the control room? Oh, there's my picks? Oh, wow. Oh, okay. I don't even know where those came from. Thank you. That's extra credit for Aiden today for having guitar picks at the $50 Fuzz. That's at high noon. Are you ready for all the way up? So the best part is, woo! Killer, right? So that is just the back pickup. That's a treble pickup on a Strat with that big old hairy fuzz right there. So let's turn it all the way up, shall we? Because I think... Oh, that's going to hurt. That's going to hurt. Nasty, guys. Come on. So that's a $50 Fuzz. So I wasn't accidentally on Instagram, but I was on Instagram. I pulled it up and something, and it said Demonic Machines is live. And I saw like a ceiling fan, and I was like, oh, cool. What's this going to be about? A pedal announcement? And there's a thing that says join this live video. And I was like, I thought I'd already joined it, but okay. So this is old man on the phone. So I pressed the button, and all of a sudden, I'm in like a Zoom call with this guy. And I was just like, he was like, hey. And I was like, hey, what's up? I was standing in the kitchen at home.
What?
You were downstairs. And I was like, what's going on? And he said, not much, what's happening? And I was like, the $50 Fuzz. I said, it's killer. I started telling him about all the pedals I had of his. He said the $50 Fuzz has now become the $70 Fuzz. So you missed out. See the $20 I was talking about earlier you saved with the battery thing? There you go. Could have bought a $50 Fuzz. Could have saved yourself $20. Could have saved. That's right. That's what I'm here for. I'm right here to save you $20 every single week of the month. Anyway, that's the $50 Fuzz, which is now the $70 Fuzz. Demonic Machines. Go find them on Instagram. Go find them on YouTube. Go find them on the interwebs and buy something from them. Abraham, next.
Oh, all right, next. I'll take my pick back.
Oh, take your pick back.
Thank you.
I got a pick because Aiden brought me a pick.
All right. Let's get the top camera running.
Oh, top camera. Here we go.
We've got the
Oh, hush,
Hey,
Siri.
now. Third guest. So we've got
God, guitar sounds so good. My gosh.
we've got the MXR Script Phase 90 with mystery analog man modification done to it. Mystery to me, at least.
Yeah, Charlie could tell us about it. I traded. I got this from a buddy of mine named Charlie Hunter, and this is a MXR Phase 90 Script. I think it's spec to a. I think it's custom shop spec. That's probably why it's got the stamp on the back. Probably custom shop.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's spec to a 74 Script Phase 90, I think. And there's a massive difference because I think all the time I'm like, I got the Eddie Van Halen phaser, and I plugged that one in, and I was like, woo. Anyway, so it's got and it has the analog man mod. There's some sort of blend knob on the inside of it. You got to take the back cover off. Carry on.
All right, so we've got our clean in. And then we click that on. No LED. Notice that.
No LED,
No
which is
LED.
that's right. And so Charlie borrowed it back last month for a tour, and he had the one that had the LED in it, and it somehow it chewed through batteries more. So he came back and borrowed that one for a tour so he wouldn't have to chew through 9-volt batteries. Why do we keep coming back to 9-volt batteries?
Keeps coming back full circle. Anyways, so
That is a fine sounding phaser pedal, right? Listen to that. And it's got that chewy thing to it. I'm telling you, man, that's the real deal. Oh, so good. Did we just jam? Did we just jam? That was not intentional. Wasn't going to jam. Well, man, how can you not over that?
Variation of this knob. That was at about noon, which is pretty good, solid tempo, I'd say.
Awesome.
So if we say all the way down, that's really,
that's
really
like
subtle.
That's almost. There's your Van Halen trick. That's your Van Halen trick. So Eddie used to use that. Used to use those and leave them on all the time. That was the whole thing that you heard on the records, and everything being really chewy, and all that. So
we've got Slup watching on Instagram.
Schluppy Slup!
He
As my
says-
wife says, George Slupnik, but she doesn't pronounce
Hey.
his name right. But
Hey,
I
that's
just joke
okay.
around. George Slupik, ladies and gentlemen, watching on the gram. My buddy and one of the grooviest cats I know. One of the groovingest drummers around. You want some drum work done? You need to hit up George Slupik on Instagram. And I ain't joking. Wow. That's great. Killer. Awesome. I like it. It's great. All right. Sorry to play. I didn't mean to play that. It sound like I'm dissonance against you, but we're in different tunings. Okay, so are we ready for My Pedal 2? My Pedal 2 is a brand new pedal that just showed up. A brand new pedal, actually, altogether brand new, from Keely. The fine people at Keely, Robert Keely and Aaron at Keely, killing it. Are they chanting Keely? Keely, 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 Keely. So this pedal is called the Parallax. I'm going to put it on the thingy. So if you haven't seen it, I don't know if you can see it right there. It's got about, it's got all 8 knobs. It's really got 8 knobs on it.
Wow.
8 knobs, two 3-way mini toggles, reverb and delay is what it says. I have not turned this pedal on at all. I have not turned this pedal on since it showed up. I saw they posted that there were 50 of them made, and I hit up Aaron and I said, dude, can I get one? And he said, I pulled one aside for you. I said, great. And so we settled up, and the fine people shipped it to me, and they are out of stock until the end of the year. I was like, please, can I have one? Now, let's see what I bought. Ready? Oh! So it's a reverb, right?
They got a little shit.
There's like an octave. There's like an octave in it or something. Let's see what the depth is. Depth knob. Wow. So it says Hall. It's got a Hall on it. Let's see what else happens. Decay, blend, warmth. Warmth on a reverb? I like it. Let's just start turning some knobs. Are we ready?
Yeah.
Let's see what happens. I want things to get crazy. Oh, yeah. That's an amazing sound of reverb. All right, so the cool thing is when you flip it to the middle, it says reverse, and there's nothing wrong with reverse reverbs. Oh,
man.
shut the front door. Oh. Dude, come on. Right? I'm going to go ahead and tell everybody this is the Parallax, P-A-R-A-L-L-A-X, spatial generator by Keely Pedals. Because, man, if you'd have told me last week a pedal was coming that sounded like that, I'd have said, you're crazy.
Oh.
So when you stop, whatever you do comes back in reverse, and I love it. Let's turn the depth up all the way up. You ready? And let's turn some knobs and make it do its whole thing. I don't even know what it's going to do. Oh, not as much like that. Oh, what is the depth? What is that, decay? Oh, come on. You ready? Oh, I dig it. And so, as I drop my iPad, it's got a delay in the other side. I don't even know what's getting ready to happen. Oh. I love it. You ready? Oh, wow. All right, so let's see what the controls are because I'm sitting, I can't really see them. Repeats, time, blend, and rate. Now, if it's got a rate on it, that's probably telling me that it has some sort of modulation built into it. Oh, the rate is off. Now the rate's going to be deep. Let's see what it does.
What if we just hear dry?
Dry delay.
That's just the delay side. There it is.
Oh, you hear the tape modulation in it?
Ooh.
Oh! Yes, sir! Now you know it's going to be even better. I got the fuzz and the delay hooked together because Oh, the modulation is so cool on it. I'm ready. I want to hear it go longer. Let's make it go longer. Yeah, that's slower. So I'm going to turn the repeats all the way up. Let's see if it gets crazy. So it does just like an Echoplex. You turn those repeats up all the way and it'll just infinitely. Let's make it go again. You ready? Watch. Ah! That's so. Whoop. All right. And I haven't even scratched the surface. This is crazy. Let me turn the fuzz off. Watch, you ready? Beautiful. Oh! I love it. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is this one right here that you're seeing. This is the blue pedal. This is called the Parallax Spatial Generator by Keely.
Is the delay feeding into the reverb?
I don't know. I
bet
bet you there's an order switch on this thing. I know that there probably is because Robert Keely makes up some crazy stuff and just dreams it up, and here it comes, and it go, and it's right there. That's what happens. It go. Man, oh man, that's cool. Let's make it go fast. That is absolutely nuts. So, if you want some crazy reverbs and delays on your next session with us, just remind me to get that pedal out. And if you want one from Keely, keep an eye on their Instagram and their website and all that, and they will have these up sometime. He said end of year again, and I was just like, man, I'm so glad I got one because it's February. It's going to be a long time for the end of the year. All right, Abraham. Abraham's on deck. Let's go.
Anyways, let's see what we've got. We've got the TC Electronics subbing up Mini Octaver. So it's a nice little compact size pedal. We like that. And
Oh, you know what this one's got? Somebody asked about last week. It's got the tone print technology that if I had the app loaded on my phone, we could beam it into Abraham's guitar pickup, and it would reset the pedal to whatever the preset is that you do on the app. Crazy, man.
But
All right.
So we've got dry guitar, and then this is everything at noon like usual. Oh, that's something.
Woo, that's nasty.
So let's see what we got going on. That's way low.
What? Ooh, that's like a fuzz. What is that?
That I turned that. I think that's
Not
that
like I like fuzzes, but.
sub octave all the way up.
So So tell me the controls on it again, quickly.
Unfortunately, oh, I was about to say unfortunately, but I misspoke because I can't see. We've got sub, we've got dry, and we've got up.
Slide it into the picture a little bit more.
So we've got sub, up, and dry, which is our dry signal knob.
So the dry signal, it adds the dry signal to it.
Yeah, if I turn that all the way down.
It's just the octave signals. Oh. Uh-huh.
If I turn that.
I got you. And then you can turn your dry all the way up and you just got dry guitar. Oh, that's nasty. That is so cool. What's crazy is I can hear your dry guitar off the guitar through the headphones. That's crazy.
But
Keep going.
we mix in our higher octave.
So cool. All right.
And mix in our dry.
All right. That's so great. I love it. Now add the dry back in.
That has the dry in it.
Oh, that's the dry in it too?
Yeah.
Add the dry all the way up. Killer. So a lot of guitar players are looking for that octave, that kind of Hendrixy thing. This gives you like every option of it and every blend and everywhere in between. And these pedals are not that expensive. They're actually pretty affordable. And I bought this pedal from, I got this pedal from Mr. Michael Slaughter, ladies and gentlemen, from Heyday Guitars in Winston-Salem. Give it up for Heyday Guitars in Winston-Salem, ladies and gentlemen. Heyday, 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 heyday.
So I'm trying to see.
Go find Michael on Facebook. He posts the great stuff that he gets into his guitar shop all the time, and he will hook you up. So he had posted a lot of pedals that someone had brought him, and lo and behold, this was in it. And so I said, hey, I got to have me that pedal, and I sent him a message, and he kept that pedal and went and got it on a Saturday. That's cool. You got another one left? Oh, you got the best one, so you got to get that one in. Let me get my last one in. Let me get my last one, and Abraham can get his last one in, because I don't want the camera batteries to start going dead. It happened last week, and I sure do want y'all to hear this. And if not, I'll just stand here and talk with dead camera batteries and let you hear. So let me get this all on here. I appreciate everybody watching. I see all the comments. It's just really hard because the app that we have that keeps comments online is really weird, and that it only shows you that someone from Facebook is commenting. You can't say who. Oh, sorry. Excuse me. All right, let's get this. This is the greatest pedal that I have ordered in the past. No, actually, I'm not going to say that. I don't know what it is. It's a great fine pedal. There's the output. Oh no, there's the input. This, friends and neighbors, is from the company called Dreadbox. And the coolest part about the Dreadbox pedal is that if I can pick it up and not knock my coffee cup over, and you can see it, I can turn it a little bit. It's got this really super cool Japanese font. Hello, Sissy Dog. I love everybody watching. I'm trying to keep an eye on my phone so I can see who all is watching and try to keep an eye on the comments, but it's kind of hard to do that. This is called the Dreadbox. The company is called Dreadbox, which is great anyway. And this is called the Disorder. And the Disorder is a fuzz pedal. Imagine that. I've only played one of them tonight so far, I think. But it also has a filter like an auto wah in it. I also have not turned this pedal on since I got it 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. It seemed like everything happened 2 weeks ago. I keep saying 2 weeks, but when you get to be my age, 2 weeks is like, it could be like 6 months or 8 months. You're just like, yeah, that happened a couple weeks ago. And then you're like, no, that was 8 months ago. Huh?
I said, or 3 days.
Or 3 days ago. Yeah, exactly. So here's dry signal. Are we ready for the Disorder? Oh, it already sounds good. Oh my gosh. Woo, what? Oh, you better stop.
My gracious.
Oh my gosh. So, let's see what it does if I flip that switch. Oh. All right. I already like this pedal a whole lot. So the best part is, here's our filter for our sweep. You ready? Oh man, it sounds like I'm playing guitar. So, can I turn the filter level off? Oh no, it's the level of the whole thing. Oh, this is crazy. There's a sensitivity knob. All right, we ready? I'm gonna turn the fuzz up all the way. Oh, it's gonna get crazy.
Oh!
Oh! Oh! All right, I like it. almost like fuzz. Like I just turned the knob to a certain point. That's stupid. That is so stupid. Let's watch see what this does. All right, that is nuts. Oh, man. That's insane. People still on Instagram over there? Y'all still on the ground? Yeah? Maybe?
Someone says almost talkbox likes.
It totally almost like a talk box. But I like that. You see how it spits and Fuzz is gonna like something's blowing up. Watch. That's amazing, man. So anyway, right out of the box, turn a couple of knobs. Here we go. So, just so no one misses out on this last pedal from Abraham. And if I get time to get a fourth one in, I'm getting it.
Here you go. I'll switch guitars.
Oh, you're going to switch guitars? You swear? You want to take the time? I don't know. We're at 8:10. We're going to start dropping some batteries in a minute. Let's not drop any batteries. Hey, everybody. Man. Brian Thomas Smith says he likes the Sub and Up. The Sub and Up is a great pedal, right? I love everybody's comments. Thank y'all so much, man. John Dawson says for the Gemini, he said you could put emergency crackers in there.
Yeah,
you could. That you're hearing right now is the Dreadbox Disorder, fuzz and filter and just craziness. And it also has a little mini toggle. They make little mini synths, and it has a filter out and an envelope out that I can switch over to so you can see that in it. And then Abraham is going to play you one of the coolest pedals that I wanted the whole year. When somebody asked me earlier what my piece of gear that I wanted, this was it until I got it. And then I was like, but I had to save my pennies because they ain't cheap. But if anybody knows Chase Bliss pedals, and I want to say before we sign off, not while we're signing off, but before we start dropping camera batteries and all that stuff tonight, I hope they hang in there for a little while longer, a few more minutes. But I just want to say to everybody, thank you, and watch these things every week. If you're on the YouTube channel, subscribe. If you hit the bell icon for notifications, it will tell you when the live videos are coming up, and it will tell you when I schedule them and all that good stuff. And you'll be able to just watch them, and they'll be sitting right there an hour before it happens. So do that, subscribe, and just like the video, and watch it 100 times if you want to, because that's always good too. All right, for the last but not least pedal from Abraham Johnson, if I do not get more camera battery time, this is called, this is the greatest pedal ever made this week. It's from Chase Bliss Audio. If you have Chase Bliss pedals, you know how deep they go. They have 1 million dip switches on the back of them. And this is called?
This is the Generation Loss Mark II.
Tell them what it does.
So, it has a wide array of tape saturation and tape emulation, many models of tape machines, tape recorders, voice recorders, toys,
but not to be a saturation pedal like a distortion pedal,
but to be more of a tape modulation pedal.
So imagine if you played your guitar through an old VCR that had a tape in it that had been caught up in the tapes in the VCR, and you'd pulled it all crinkled, and you'd got it back in the thing and flipped the thing down and put it back in. You remember what that used to sound like, right? Your tape didn't sound so great at that point, your videotape. So this pedal will let you choose what kind of tapes you're actually mangling as you're playing the guitar through it. So let's see what you do.
We've got everything at noon except for the model option, which I will discuss after the initial shock and awe. So, oh yes, oh yes.
Watch
so,
board out and you hear it. You can just feel that crinkled up tape going through the VCR, right? Who would guess they made a guitar pedal that said, "Hey, you know, I'd like to make my guitar sound like it's going through a 1983 VCR with a crinkled up, eaten up tape." All right, explain to the good people.
So, plenty of knobs, plenty of things to delve into. But we've got our failure knob, which is at noon. But if we turn that down, things get a little clearer. They break up a little less.
So any pedal that has a failure knob on it is completely the greatest pedal ever made this week. Which kind of tape is that? Do you know?
I think that this is their kind of standard default, no emulation, just straight ahead model.
Yeah.
I think this is their own thing. So if we turn the flutter down, we turn the wow knob down a little. It gets a little subtle.
Yeah, it's almost like a slow phaser. Yeah, so if you were to mix that into a track, like say you had a track that had a real like super emotive kind of clean guitar going through it or something, and yeah, just like that. Or say you were cutting music for a TV show for a streaming network, and it had this whole kind of vibe. Yes. The other good thing about this pedal, I'll tell you, I don't mean to talk over my son playing because I just want to sit and listen. Is that my backing music so I can tell them what the other feature of the pedal? This is great. So the other feature of this pedal is that if you have Y cables, stereo insert cables, if anybody knows what they are, they go in the input and output, and they split out to stereo. You can run things such as your Akai MPC or your Native Instruments machine, any of your samplers. You can run any 2-channel left and right source through that pedal and totally mangle it, just like it's mangling the guitar right now. It's mangling it in a very pretty way right now, but you can do that. So this pedal is so ridiculous. It has dip switches on the back, they stand for dip switches stand. DIP is like an acronym for something. Isn't it, Aiden? Aiden should know what dip means. I don't know what it means, but Aiden should. So it has a ton of dip switches on the back. I got a Chase Bliss tremolo pedal one time, and I had no idea. I was like, a tremolo pedal should have 2 knobs on it, like depth and rate, and this thing had like 6 knobs and 15 dip switches. And I was like, nah, I'm good, man. I can't even make it sound like a tremolo. But this thing is insane sounding. I'm going to stop talking. Turn some knobs. Let's see what it sounds like.
Up. Turn the failure up. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
The failure knob.
No mistakes there.
Oh. Oh, it's awesome.
Oh. And then, all right, you ready?
Somebody said, Mike Pope said he has a failure knob. Mike Pope. Yeah, man.
You ready?
Oh, I'm ready. Yes! You can put your hand right on the tape and make it stop. Watch. That's right. Do it again. One more time. Just like stopping a record player when you were 10 years old. You got. So this pedal is insane, guys and girls. Oh. Now that's only just the one tape type. Switch it over to the other tape type.
I'ma just
turn it. I don't even know. It has a bunch of diagrams. It has the old Fisher Price kids tape recorders modeled into it. It has some of the old Tascam, it has a Tascam Porta Studio. It has an answering machine. It has a dictaphone. So great. That's insane. And we haven't even really flipped any switches on it, have we?
You can get some dry signal into there. If we say unity.
Okay.
And if you keep your dry signal, bring back in the effect.
Oh, I feel dizzy. I feel seasick.
And then you got noise, a little tape hiss. You know what I'm saying? I'd say heavy.
Wow! Oh my gosh, it sounds like an old... I didn't even know it would do that. I didn't even know it would do that. I hope y'all can hear that out there.
There's none.
No tape hiss.
Mild.
A little bit of tape hiss.
Heavy.
That's so insane. So next time you come into Earthtones, if you want to use the generation loss tape mangulation. That should be the name of my next record. Mangulation. What was that?
So
hit that. Let me hear it again.
This aux foot switch, you can switch from stop to filter. And if I'm not mistaken, if you hold it down, it's momentary, but if you just tap it.
So imagine me remembering all these functions to this pedal while I'm playing a gig, and having to, remember all 4 of the chords that I know, and the two keys that I can solo in, and the lyrics that I always forget. Man, I don't know what's going to go out the window first, the playing or the singing or the not being able to step on the pedal in the right time. But it doesn't really matter where you step on that pedal. It's going to sound, play again.
And you've got the fail auxiliary foot switch.
You're kidding me. How did I not know it does that? Wow.
So if you've got your failure knob all the way down, then you can bring it really in.
That's cool. All right. Yeah, if you guys are it's really cool, isn't it, Mike? It's crazy, man. So, you got to check that one out, because people think about that and they look at it and they're just like, what would I actually use that for? But if you're exactly. You could put it in the verse of a song, man, like something to where the pitch modulation wasn't so bad, and put a little bit of that failure on there. It's killer. Really, really, really cool. So, I love it. Okay, can I try one more pedal while we got camera batteries? I'll tell you what, you keep playing. I'm going to hook a pedal up. Keep playing. So the good people can hear. Oh, sorry. Oh, good people can hear my amp shorting out. Okay. Let's see here. I am going to go local. Are you guys ready for this? I don't think you are. This is from my good buddy Mike at Onkel. Amplification. Onkel. Oh, sorry. Alright. Make sure I don't knock my coffee over on any of these pedals. Let's see what we got. Let's see if this is... I tend to reach for the fuzz, but I will tell you about this pedal that I'm currently playing right now, and I'll flip it down. It's been this big blue pedal been sitting there with a big old chicken head knob on it that looks like a knob off a gas range oven or something like that. This is, look him up on Instagram, Onkel, Amplification, Onkel, right here in, they're in Gibsonville, actually, but contacted me and said, man, you need some of my pedals. And I was like, you make pedals? So, makes pedals. This is his version of the 60s color sound Fuzz. And if you could look at you can look at the color of this casing as I do. Does it own powder coating? Everything. All hand wired. So this is the circuitry from an original color sound, not the circuitry, but his version of the circuitry from an original color sound Fuzz from the 60s. I mean, come on, guys, that's a strap into a clean amp. And I'll just turn it up. So beefy, man. Come on. Love that. So, the fine people at Onkel. Make a one knob fuzz that is just totally blowing my mind, and that is it right there. I don't know what they're actually calling it. I know that when he brought them over, he made me a version of the color sound fuzz. Made me a version of the Shin Eye Fuzz, which has such a killer graphic on it, and they're so cool to make these. But I'm telling you, local, right here, and find them on Instagram, Onkel Amplification, and that is the last pedal that I have tonight. But I will tell you, Mike is coming by tomorrow, and he's bringing me a surprise. And I may be playing through it next week instead of my Softtech and my aux. Huh? Oh, we dropped the top camera. All right, we're dropping cameras like flies, y'all. So that means we got to run. We got to run fast. All right. Yeah, we don't want to leave. We appreciate everybody tuning in. We hope everybody had a good time. Did you have a good time? We're going to go back and check everything, make sure that it's streamed to Instagram. We appreciate you hanging out with us and just letting us talk to you about stuff. And big applause for everybody. For everybody hanging out. Big applause for Aiden. Big applause for Abraham. Big applause for Earthtones. Big applause for... There's a little applause, but that's what I like. Because I can hear the individual claps. So before any more camera batteries run out, we appreciate you guys watching. This has been... What we got here? Do we got anything?
Yeah,
what's going on?
Mix it up.
Huh? Yeah, that's right. This has been Earthtones Live. We will be here next Wednesday, and we'll do it at 7 o'clock again if everybody likes it. Comment on this video. Tell me if you like 7 o'clock as a time or 7:30 as a time, like we did it last week. Doesn't matter to me either way. I kind of like 7 o'clock just so I can start yakking a little earlier. So, tune in. Again, yeah, get on it. Get on it. Woo! Watch. Again, we appreciate it. We're just acting silly. So tune in next week. Have us talk about all things studio. Any questions that you have, feel free to drop them in this chat. Drop them in the comments. I'll try to answer if I can. I'm sure I'll have plenty of time to sit around and answer questions, but I'm being very serious. Ask me any questions you got about anything. Contact me. Hit me up.